The number one mistake online business people, online marketers who are starting off make, and these are the guys who fall back and get trapped in their jobs, is starting before they really know their market, or starting in spite of market forces that will show you it's not going to be successful. Welcome in, much love, Trav here, how to internet better. Really want to help you guys today, free y'all from the 9 to 5. This is part of my mission, is help people move, think, and feel better. And one of the most powerful things I can do is help y'all free from the 9 to 5 when it sucks, when I have friends who are trying to escape, but they're launching products in markets they should not be in. They haven't really looked at the market. They don't really understand what's happening, and they're just doomed to fail for this reason. I'm gonna give you a couple examples. First, my example, the main market that I'm in is Magic the Gathering, right? Well, Trav, isn't that risky? You're piggybacking. This market can fall apart. Well, like, look, this market, again, my business is based in this. You see me traveling. I've been doing this full time since 2012. It's working, and I feel it's safe because I've done the market research, and I did the market research before I really started. I've been studying this game since 1993 or 1995. I've been watching people who've been making their livings in the game. I have interned in the company Wizards of the Coast. I was there, I was unpaid, just so I could look at the numbers and see what was going on and see the projected future. For my ebook, which I sell, right, into the economy, this market, I have a chapter on this market as well. I did the research, I looked at the numbers, I looked at the growth. I saw that between 2007 and 2015, it grew between 15 and 35% a year. It was growing during the recession, so I know it's mostly recession-proof. Games are pretty recession-proof, so it's pretty safe bet, because when there's recession, people are more likely to play games than go to movies. That's just the way people spend. And I saw that, okay, the players are this. You look at the reach of the game is at 20 million. And then you look at these tournaments, there's a tournament every weekend with 2,000 players, you know. It wasn't until I really understood the market that I dove in and said, hey, there's lots of money here. You look at the primary market of Wizards is 150 or is over 100 million a quarter. And you have the secondary market of resales, which is probably double that. That one's a little harder to measure. But you could say like, hey, this is actually $1 billion a year industry, so there's plenty of money. And it's rock solid, it's really safe because of the way people are invested. It's not that dangerous to piggyback, and at this point I can move in here, and now I kind of understand the market as well. I understand the market needs of competitive players, because that's what I've done, and that's the direction that I moved, right? And I see a lot of people make this mistake. People come into the game not knowing the market, not understanding what people really need. They try to start a new tournament series, they try to start a new card store, online, physical, and it fails because they don't research the local market. They don't really have a good understanding of the market. And then I have friends who, and again, I'm sharing me so we can get to you, right? But I have friends who, and I made this mistake. It's like, I was really into basketball, and I'm like, all right, I'm working this basketball niche. And well, for the first thing is like understanding how you relate to the market. I was not an expert at this. I'm top 15%. You need to be top 1% at something to really be that expert, or you have to play the reporter game, and that's fine too. But you look at the basketball market, it's fucking big, and there's $200 million contracts now, 400 million, crazy amounts of money flying around. You look at the average person who's gonna buy a dunk ebook or something like that. There's a ton of 12-year-old kids who have $30 in the bank account, right? So it's like you go down this, you have to have a mass market product that sells for cheap, and you need a marketing plan to reach tons of people. It's possible to do. There's a few products in here that in the market that have done that, but for most people it's like, waste of time. Don't start because you're trying to sell to kids who don't even have $5 for your product and are going to pirate it over PDFs, right? So like, look at your market. Look at your market. How much money is in there? Before you start, how much money is in there? That's important. How many people are in there? Be one of the customers in there. Spend money in the market. See what people are doing. See what the needs are, right? And then you can find it out later, right? Like, don't make a product and then enter the market and then be surprised when you find out new things. Like, don't do that, right? Don't even make the product. Make the offer first. That's another thing. It's like, have a minimum viable product is what they call it. Have an MVP. You start off with understanding the market and then with an offer, and then people buy it. Then you make the product, or you make the product better, right? Something fucking small, right? That's something that I learned is like, you need to know the market before you start selling. You need to have an offer before you start delivering, right? You need to have a value proposition before anyone has your product, right? So that's something to think about. It's like, what market are you in? What market do you want to be in? And get to work. Start researching. Make a report. Write a chapter for your ebook in your head, right? Or for real, right? Like, what's the market? How many people? What are the market forces? What are the trends? Why is this a good idea? How much money is there going to be? How many people? What are the needs and wants of the, fire off polls. Start groups, get involved in the groups, talk to local people, right? And this is how you can dominate the market, right? Right now I have the top Magic Gathering competitive training, coaching courses and materials because I went in there deep ahead of time, right? So if you find this useful, or you're here now, you want to find it useful, leave a comment. What is your industry? What niche are you in right now? And leave as much info as possible about the size of it, how it's been growing or shrinking, what the size in terms of money and people, what the average spending of someone in your niche has, right? That's another thing, like, for basketball, it's very small. If you're already going to Magic Gathering tournaments, your monthly spending's in the hundreds already, right? So, what else? You should know all this stuff. You should have it all written down. Then you can think about how to solve the market needs. You can't solve needs if you don't know the market. Otherwise, you're coming up with a product that no one needs. If no one needs it, no one will buy it. You wasted your time. So, don't make that mistake. Number one mistake that online business people starting off make is not knowing your market. So figure out your market, take it from there. Hope you find this useful. Much love. How to internet better. See you in the next vid. Peace.